Today is Thursday, the 4th of February 2021. First up, boys and girls and senior infants, we're going to correct your Over the Moon page 71. You are doing your phonics. Hanger has the sound. Sweater or jumper has the sound. Fork does not. Numbers has the sound. Stairs does not. Juggler has the So give those 4 pictures a tick if you got them correct. Here you had to trace your sounds and match them to the picture. Here the boy is running faster. This is a picture of winter, butter, under, and jumper. So give those 5 words a tick if you match them with the correct picture. Here we had a picture of river, Let's sound out the first syllable. Riv, Next was germs, and we have to be super careful to be cleaning our hands and ridding them of all germs during COVID. Germs. Now this is tricky. The G is making the J sound here. Germ. So give those 2 spellings a tick if you got them correct. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 special friends. And it read, "It is winter. My sister put my jumper on a hanger. I should put it on if we go to the river." Well done, boys and girls. Today we are going to be doing our Over the Moon page 83 for our reading activity. We are going to be concentrating on the comprehension skill of questioning. I want you to think about the story and wonder what will happen to bears after they've become friends. I wonder if the bears will, and you complete the sentence with one thing you wonder. Then you illustrate the picture and think of a second thing you wonder about. For example, I wonder if the bears will help each other practice the different activities for next year's contest. So think about 2 things you wonder about could happen after the bears became friends, Fred and Boris. Remember to write today's date 4.2 up on top, please. Now, boys and girls, it's time to correct your Better at English from yesterday, so open up page 87, please. Number 1, do you like sweets? Number 2, did you fall in the yard? I actually made a mistake there yesterday. Did you fall in the yard? That was the past tense. Sorry, boys and girls. Number 3, does the coat fit you? DOES. Number 4, did I give it to you? DID. Number 5, do you have a dog? DO. Number 6, did you buy them in the shop? DID. Number 7, does the teacher know? And remember, capital D's now because they're all at the beginning of a sentence or beginning of a question. Number 8, do you like it or did you like it? Some of these can be a bit tricky, boys and girls, I know. Number 9, do the children know? And number 10, Does he like bones? D-O-E-S. So boys and girls, just to keep it nice and short, I'm going to write S for supermarket and SW for swimming categories. So a basket belongs in the supermarket. Swimsuit belongs with swimming. SW. Milk belongs in the supermarket. The pool belongs with swimming. Trolley belongs in the supermarket. Towel belongs with swimming. Bread belongs in the supermarket. Yogurt belongs in the supermarket. It's a dairy product. Swim cap belongs with swimming. And checkout belongs in the supermarket. Well done, boys and girls. Next up, you're going to be reading your comprehension on Better at English, page 85, Little Mouse Leaves Home. You then have to answer your questions in activity A and B and do your drawing activity in C. Remember to read the question and figure out which blue word makes sense in the sentence. So who wanted to see the world? Little Mouse wanted to see the world. Capital L because that's his name, Little Mouse. Remember to cross it out once you've used it. And then here you do a tick for true and an X for false. So read each sentence. Little Mouse left home. Yes, that's true, so a tick. Remember to write today's date 4.2 on top of your page, please. Best of luck. Now, boys and girls, we are going to correct our spell well. So the first letters spelled cup, up, C-U-P, cup. Next, nut was down at the bottom, n, t. Make my t nice and tall. Number 3, make, ache. The magic E is silent. It's turning the A into the A sound. And finally, all, A-L-L. And we already know there was run, n. Next, let's get our super speller fists ready and sound out our spellings tonight. All, all. It's a tricky word. Next one, ache, make. Pretend that you are making a cake. Pretend that you are making a tower out of Lego. What type of a word is make? It's a doing word, so color it red, please. Next, ache, take. Take rhymes with make. They both have the magic E at the end that is turning the short A into the long A sound. Ache, take. Pretend that you are taking sweets out of a jar. Pretend that you are taking a book off the shelf. Pretend that you are taking a pencil out of a pencil case. What type of a word is take? It's a doing word, so color it red. Then you have to do activity E. Look at the letter shapes in each word and match it with its correct box. So make has 4 letters, 2 small, 3rd tall and 4th small. Well, this is the only box that has 4 letters, and when I write it in small, small, tall letter K and small letter E. Now I'm just going to go back over my M because it looks a bit funny. And that's how you do that. Remember to send a photo when you're done, boys and girls. Now, boys and girls in first class, we're going to correct last night's homework. So activity D, it was the, capital T nice and tall touching the top red line, H touching the top red line, E staying in between the two blue. The car, K R C A R, is, tricky word, this sounds like a Z, parked, long letter P touching the bottom red line, P parked. The ed can kind of make the t sound at the end of a verb. In, it, n, the, a tricky word again, T-H-E, yard, y-r-d, and y is a long letter, it should go down below the blue line, and d is a tall letter touching the top red line. And what comes at the end of a sentence? Full stop. Next, capital I touching the top red line, finger space, keep, K-E-P, keep, K-E-E-P, tall letter K, small special friend E, and long letter P, all, A-L-L, two tall letter L's, my is a tricky word, the Y at the end is making the long I sound, art, R-T, A-R-T, in, I-N, two small letters, a, box, tall letter B facing in to the right, ox. And what comes at the end of a sentence? Full stop. Next, sounding out our spellings with our super speller fists. Sorry, boys and girls. H-E-R. Here. The magic E is turning the E into the long E sound. Here. We can see the word he hidden in here and the word her hidden in here. Here is an adverb. You can color it orange. Next, keep, keep. The special friend E is in the middle. Pretend that you are keeping something hidden in your hand. What type of a word is keep? It's a doing word. Color it red, please. Next word, left, left. Left is an adjective. Tommy said it yesterday in our opposites game. It's an adjective, so color it blue, please. You could actually also say that it's the past tense of leave. I left my coat in school. So you could color it half blue and half red because it's the past tense. Next, this, is, the, is. The TH can make the th sound and the d sound. Here in our tricky word, it's making the d. The, is, this. The word is and his is hidden in this. This is a pronoun, boys and girls. You use it instead of saying a noun. So you'd say, this is my toy. Instead of saying the ball is my toy, you'd say this is my toy. So color it pink, boys and girls. I just don't have a pink on this paint tool. Today, boys and girls, I want you to orally, just using your own words, not writing anything down, I want you to orally improve these sentences to include super sentence starters and amazing adjectives and adverbs. We are going to retell the story The Grizzly Bear Who Lost His Grr by Rob Biddulph. Remember, sentence starters come at the beginning of a sentence. Adjectives can describe color, shape, size, number, texture, taste, and weather. Adverbs tell you how an action or a doing word is done. So, for example, he ran quickly. He roared loudly. Quickly tells you how he ran. Loudly tells you how he roared. So, for example, I've written boring sentences that sequence the story in order. I want you to improve them. First up, a bear called Fred lived in the wood. He competed against other bears in a contest. Yeah, that's good. It tells me what has happened, tells me who's in the setting, tells me where the setting is in the wood. It tells me what is happening in the setting. That's fine. But I want to improve it. I want to make it more interesting. So I've added in super sentence starters, adjectives, and adverbs. Take a look. Once upon a time, a big brown beastly bear called Fred lived in the wild leafy shady wood. Every year he competed fiercely against other bears in an active but fun contest. If you see here, I've just put once upon a time as my super sentence starter. I've done the power of 3 adjectives to describe my bear. I also did a power of 3 adjectives to describe the wood. I put in another super sentence starter every year. Then I put an adverb to describe how Fred competed. He competed fiercely. Finally, I put in 2 adjectives, active and fun, to describe the contest. See if you can improve these boring sentences with super sentence starters, adjectives, and adverbs. Can't wait to hear what you have, boys and girls. Anois tá sé in ann don Gaeilge. Cad atá siúla gom. Repeat after me. Cad atá siúla gom. Tá mé ag rothíocht. Let's say that go maul. Tá mé ag rothíocht. Repeat after me. Tá mé ag rothíocht. Go tapa, tá mé ag rothíocht. Go ciúin, tá mé ag rothíocht. Tá mé ag amont. Repeat after me. Tá mé ag amont. Go maul, tá mé ag amont. Go tapa, tá mé ag amont. Go ciúin, tá mé ag amont. Tá mé ag immert pell. Go maul, tá mé ag immert pell. Go tapa, tá mé ag immert pell. Go ciúin, tá mé ag immert pell. Senior infants, I want you to practice saying the phrases, and Rang a Hain, I want you to practice reading them. Tá mé ag rothíocht, tá mé ag an mont, tá mé ag immert pell. Buin tanna bás bucali agus Colini. Boys and girls, I have been seeing so many wonderful water cycle experiments, so well done to you all, you're doing fabulous. I just want us to go over the vocab and the meaning of the different phases of the water cycle, and we're going to do actions to help us learn it. So, first we're going to start with evaporation. Evaporation. So I want you to pretend you're the water flowing in the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, or the river, the Shannon River, or the lake like Loch Gur. The sun is shining down on you, and your water heats up, just like the kettle, the bubbling, boiling kettle. It heats up and it turns to gas like steam, and as it heats up, it rises up high in the sky. Now it's up high in the sky and it's getting colder and colder. As it gets colder, the water droplets all join together to stay warm. Now they've formed clouds. As they all get closer and closer, more water droplets join and they get heavier and heavier. And eventually they burst and fall down from the sky. This is precipitation. Then they come back down and find their way back to the lakes, oceans and rivers in collection. So, we'll do that again. Evaporation is when the water heats up from the sun and it turns into a gas like steam. It rises higher and higher. It starts to get colder the higher up it gets, and condensation happens. All of the water droplets join together to make a cloud. This is condensation. The more water droplets that join, the heavier this cloud gets, and eventually it bursts into raindrops or snow or hail, and precipitation happens. It falls from the sky. When it lands on the ground, they all collect together and find their way back to the oceans, lakes and rivers. I hope that helps you to remember the water cycle stages: evaporation, condensation, precipitation and collection. Well done, boys and girls. Next up, boys and girls, we are going to be counting in twos, so let's do it together, everyone. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. Orawan Ella. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. First class, we are now going to do our 2 times tables. We are going to learn 10 multiplied by 2, 11 multiplied by 2 and 12 multiplied by 2. So first up, get 10 fingers up and let's count in twos together. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. 10 multiplied by 2 is 20. Let's check with our jumps. We're going to do 10 jumps of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did we land on 10? Or did we land on 20? Yes, we did. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 jumps of 2, which landed on 20. Next up, boys and girls, you are going to count 2s 11 times, but we only have 10 fingers. So once you've finished counting 10 fingers, you just start over again. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. 11 multiplied by 2 is 22. We've already done 10 jumps, so let's just do one more, which makes 11 jumps. And what did we land on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 jumps up 2. I land on 22. Next up, we're learning 12 multiplied by 2. So put up 10 fingers first and then start over with 2 more once we've finished counting those 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. 12 multiplied by 2 is 24. I've done 11 jumps. I just want to do one more to make it 12 jumps. And 12 jumps of 2, I land on 24. So remember, boys and girls, 10 multiplied by 2 is 20, 11 multiplied by 2 is 22, and 12 multiplied by 2 is 24. Well done, boys and girls. Today, boys and girls, I want you to find 10 different containers that hold liquid in your house. I want you to put them in order of smallest capacity to largest capacity. Explain how you think you could prove it if ordering is correct. So how do you think you would do that? Here's Irana. She actually already did this activity. She found containers in her kitchen and ordered them from smallest to largest capacity. She even clearly wrote down the labels in dark big writing so that they were easy for us all to read. Here I can see 150 milliliters, 200 milliliters, 500 milliliters, 1 litre, 2 litre, and 3 litres. Isn't that funny, boys and girls? I know the number 500 is a very big number, and I know the number 1 is a small number. Isn't it funny that 500 milliliters is smaller than 1 litre? Well, litre is a bigger unit of measurement. Did you know there's actually 1,000 milliliters in 1 litre? That's how big the unit of measurement is. I'm giving you a clever challenge. Could you tell me how many milliliters are in our classmates' milk, water and oil bottles? Remember, the milk is 3 litres, the water is 2 litres and her oil is 1 litre. Let me know if you take the challenge. Happy hunting, boys and girls. Next up, boys and girls, it's time for our Work It Out, page 39, Thursday, week 18. We're going to get right into it. Number 1, 8 plus equals 16. Number 2, 8 plus equals 18. Number 3, 8 plus equals 17. Number 4, 8 plus equals 8. Number 5, 8 plus equals 13. Number 6, the height of a classroom door is more than or less than a meter. Remember the meter sticks in my classroom, boys and girls? If you hold out your arms wide to the side, left and right, that's about a meter in length. Number 7, 56 plus 20 equals. Number 8, 16 take away equals 11. Number 9, it is 8:30. Show half an hour later. Number 10, 10 less than 83 is. Number 11, 53 equals how many tens and how many units? Number 12, how many 10 cents in 50 cents? You should all be able to do that. Number 13, tick the shapes that roll. Number 14, 20 take away 12 equals. Number 15, how many legs have 3 dogs? Now, if you want to pause, boys and girls, and go back over your answers, that is fine, but I'm going to continue correcting for now. So number 1, 8 plus 8 equals 16. Double 8 is 16. 8 plus 10 equals 18. 8 plus 9 equals 17. 8 plus 0 equals 8. And number 5, 8 plus 5 equals 13. Boys and girls, the door is more than a meter. 56 plus 20, well, I'll start with adding my units. 6 plus 0 is 6, so 6 units. And 5 tenths and 2 tenths is 7 tenths. 7 tenths and 6 units is 76. How many more from 11 to get to 16? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16 take away 5 equals 11. Half an hour later, well, I know if my longhand starts at 6 and it's half an hour later or earlier, it will land at 12. Then it's half an hour later, so I'm moving forward on my clock, so it's moving to 9. Now it's 9 o'clock. 10 less than 83, less means take away. Well, 3 take away 0 is 3, and then 8 tenths take 1 tenth is 7 tenths, 73. Here I've got my T and U again. I've 5 tens and 3 units. Count in tens until you get to 50, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. You count it up 5 times, so there's 5 10 cents in 50 cents. The 3D shapes that roll, sphere rolls, cube, it does not roll, even though it says roll the dice, it slides. A pyramid does not roll because it does not have any curved faces. And a cylinder, yes, it can roll. 14, 20, take away 12 is 8. Oh, sorry, my 8 looks very silly there. Now, how many legs have 3 dogs? Well, let's assume that each dog here hasn't gotten in an accident and they still have all 4 legs. So 4, 4, and 4. You can do 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 4 more is 12. The answer was 12. Give yourself a sad face, fine face, or happy face, and a score out of 15, please. Well done, boys and girls. Today, boys and girls, we are going over Rule 5 and 6. Rule 5 for our internet safety. Don't stay in chats you don't like. If anybody is mean or unkind to you, or mean or unkind to others, leave the chat. If anybody is making you feel uncomfortable or unsafe, leave the chat. I'd also advise you to tell your parents. Remember when we talked about safe and unsafe feelings? If anything is making you feel unsafe, what is the rules? Say no, get away, and tell someone you trust. So use those 3 stay safe rules and say no, get out of the chat, and tell someone you trust. Finally, number 6, don't download junk. Georgia actually recorded a fab rap, as did Willow, and they both said about viruses, not downloading viruses. If you ever see a pop-up ad when you're on YouTube or something like that and it says click here, download this, that could be a scam artist trying to put a virus on your computer which could cause your computer or your device to break. So do not download any junk. If you're downloading anything ever, always ask for your parents' permission. Okay, boys and girls? You have been sending in such wonderful stuff. I can't wait to put it all together for you all to see.